Welcome everyone to Tequila Thursdays, episode 30. I can't believe we're all the way up to episode 30 already.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. How about that?
Good. All right. So today's topic can everyone hear everyone? Everyone's good? Just make sure we're good here. Good. All right, perfect. All right. So today's topic for Tequila Thursday is broke agents, big payouts, why 90% of brokers fail, and how to not be the 10%. Right. So
You read that wrong.
Well, no.
How to be the 10%.
You're right. You want to help me out?
I know English is a second language.
It is.
Give him a pass.
All right. No. All joking aside. So tonight we're going to talk about facts. All right. Not fluff. It's basically the truth. 90% of brokers, honestly, are broke. It's all a show. Not because they lack the leads, not because they lack talent, but because they lack execution. All right. Meanwhile, the top 10%, they're getting paid while others are still getting ready. And
bars.
this is very important to us. And the reason why we chose this topic is because summer's around the corner. Right? Summer's around the corner, and as you start preparing for summer, you start getting a lot of family trips. Today, as you can see, we're a little light, but it's because a lot of Darryl has a graduation. Congratulations to his sister. I think she got approved to Penn State.
No, he just graduated with his GED.
But
He took the long-term plan.
But so now what's going to happen is what we've noticed is that people start making excuses. People start making excuses and start falling as far as revenue or production as you go into the summertime, right? Because the weather's nice outside. Let me just open up the chat. Weather is nice outside, and you start building different habits. But before we get started on today's topic, let's just go and introduce everyone. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jose Martinez. I do business development over at Fun Rock Capital and Lendmate Capital. To my right, I have...
Oh, Stanley, a.k.a. the young prince of Wakanda, number 2, a.k.a. Haiti. Allah.
All right, and to your right, you have...
You've got Shawn McClellan, Fun Rock Capital, your favorite broker's favorite broker. I'm over here bartending like Tom Cruise in Cocktail tonight. What do you say?
Nice.
That's our latest draft.
Yeah.
During the trade.
We have someone today,
Very special.
very special guest.
Special import.
Go ahead. Why don't you introduce him, Stanley?
The Brazilian matador. That probably is bull wrangler or something. Lucas.
Lucas, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm president of business development at Brokers Connection.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here today, guys.
That's so
A very rare occasion, but we have a very good topic today. So, cheers to that.
Yes. Here, this is for you.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
All right. Cheers, family.
Well, cheers, everyone. First of all, let's start off with that. Cheers.
Cheers,
All
salute.
right. Salud.
Our favorite guy, Sean Colby. Cheers to you as well.
What's up, Sean Colby?
Brazilian wax. Wow.
And just as always, as we always state, if you have any questions, if there are any comments, please put them in the chat so we can go ahead and address them. And I guess, Stanley, you want to kick it off? You want to start us off with the first segment?
All right, so let's start off with illusions. Because that's the thing about it. In this game, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, right? Now, the illusion is of the hustle. Why most brokers stay broke even when they look busy, right? We all know that guy that acts like he does a million things and gets nothing accomplished. So they make Instagram stories that isn't working. Your pipeline, real work equals revenue, producing activity, calls, follow-ups, pipeline reviews. And top performers plan their days like CEOs, not influencers, right? So when I touch on that is that, mind you, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're independent, if you run your own business, let me just be transparent for you. Everybody is going through this phase. That's the truth of it. I don't care who you are, and someone could get past that hurdle, but that's part of the growth, right? When I came up in sales, they said act as if, and you learn what that is. You get busy time, but it has come a time when you pass a facade, where you're actually accomplishing goals. You're actually checking off boxes. Because everyone says if you post a Lamborghini on Instagram, if you post yourself shopping at Gucci or staying outside, that means you're successful or you're doing something. But remember, these clips could be made a month ago, and they're
Yeah.
just slowly dripping it out to you. Most of this content was already made, edited, and in storage, ready to be released. So in this day and age, right? I'm a little bit older, just a tad bit older. So
No, not you.
we all go through it, right? But remember, I always tell people the most valuable thing you have is time. So make it worth it. If you're gonna sit there and market, try to be the best marketer you know. If you're a salesman, there's so many different ways and so many products in Brokers Connection where you could look up the product. Maybe you're not the person that is a business lending type, but you could sell mortgages because you know a lot of people and a lot of realtors. Or if you know a lot of business owners, maybe business lending's your avenue, but be intentional with it. And what I tell people for years is in this day and age, I don't see anyone justifying to me why they're broke. If you're like, I have nothing to do, if you have time to watch a music video, you have time to learn something on YouTube. If you have time to watch a reel, you have time to watch something on YouTube. If you have time to watch porn,
Ooh.
you have time to watch YouTube. And the reason I go to YouTube as the first step is because in my career, I've had people come up to me saying, Stan, teach me how to do a mortgage or teach me how to make money. Teach me how to flip a home. And the first thing I go is, what's the first thing you know about a mortgage? Do you know what an interest rate is? Do you know what a term loan is? No. I want to flip a home. Do you know about how to create a budget? Do you know scope of work? No. So you won't take your time to learn the free stuff, but you want to take the most valuable thing I have, which is time, away from me. Right? So what I'm saying is that actual hustle can start at any stage, but you have to be committed. Do
Right.
the work. Your hustle is not always going to bring you money now. It's what you prepare for. So the hustle for some people might go, you know what, I don't know the product yet. But that hustle is when you wake up and you have that drive to work. And a lot of people listen to sports radio or R&B music. That hour drive. Think about if you listen to an audiobook for that 30 minutes, half hour.
Mhm.
Think about if on your lunch break, instead of just talking about rich people that you'll never meet, you actually turn on a YouTube and learn a new skill. You understand the return on investment with that? So I say that to say this. Push all the posers out, focus on yourself, get a plan. Like I said, top performers plan out their day. They don't focus on CEOs. They think about what they have to follow up. They create tasks for themselves. I'll tell you now. I tell everyone, yo, when we started building this company, everything was so erratic. And then I went to a phase like, yo, I gotta get my time back. I knew I couldn't wake up at 9 o'clock and be productive. I moved it to 8. 8 o'clock didn't do it for me. 7, 6. Now I'm getting the habit of waking 4 o'clock in the morning. If you would have asked me any time in my life would I've woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's the best thing I ever did. Because I knew I had to maximize my day to become the person I want to become. If I'm waking up with everyone else, I'm already late. It's like my partner Jose says all the time. By the time he's opening the office, people are rolling out of bed and wonder why their paychecks are less.
Yeah.
Do you want to just sit in the bed and dream, or do you want to live it?
Yeah. What's your definition of a hustle, right? That's I think that also too is very important. That's what Stanley is alluding to is what do you consider your day to day? Like what are you doing? How do you plan out your day? While your competition is sleeping, what are you doing? And that's one of the biggest things I've learned. Trust me, before I had all these responsibilities, I was one that would procrastinate. I was one that would get up late, from bed. It's 9 o'clock. Oh, let me sleep 30 more minutes. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Oh, it's okay. You know what? It's all right. I'm in sales. I can do it. But what happened is that unbeknownst to me, I would be losing deals because I wouldn't be calling the clients that I had to. I wouldn't contact clients that are approved, right? And we Just
The
came
way
back.
you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yeah.
So if you're waking up by pushing the alarm or the snooze button,
Yeah.
that's how you're gonna take your whole day.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're gonna approach. Oh, I'll call that lead later. Oh yeah, I gotta send that email. Don't worry about it. I'll send it later. And then your
it,
day it's gonna
right.
be that kind of
And
day.
now you got the competition hitting them up while you're snoozing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I
100.
couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
And it's also about mindset, right? Mindset plays a very important role. There was one actually this morning I was on TikTok, right? I was on TikTok and I was watching just for a couple of minutes. So I give myself that liberty, a couple of minutes, and there was actually this one clip that I saw, which was honestly true. It was this gentleman, I don't recall his name, but he was giving an example of the two salesmen. So it's a rainy day, two salesmen work for the same company. It's raining. One salesman wakes up, oh man, it's raining. Let me stay in bed. Because they saw their mindset was it's raining, it's gloomy, let me stay in bed. The second salesman gets up, gets to the door. Wow, it's raining. Perfect. Everyone's going to be home. They were door-to-door salesmen. Everyone's going to be home. I'm going to be able to contact homeowners that I've never contacted before. Everything is about how you wake up in the morning, and I think that's the most important thing is how do you wake up in the morning, and what's the first thing that you think? You can't think, oh my God, my back hurts. It's a Monday. I'm gonna get the week started, etc. No, every day, unless you're celebrating something, every day for you should be a work day, unless it's God's
I
day,
agree.
right? So Monday, it doesn't matter if it's Monday. Monday should be. You should feel like it's a Wednesday, a Tuesday. There is no day for you, right? Every day should be exactly the same because you should be motivated and understanding what is your why. What do you now, Shawn? I know that we had a conversation before, and you were telling me about your why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's very important. What is your why? What motivates you? Because you're the first one in,
Mm-hmm.
usually the last one out, and you just sit down and you're always on a dialer,
Yeah.
right? If you've ever seen a hustler, and a hustler in a good way, meaning ambitious, right? I would say it's Shawn. Shawn's always on a dollar. Shawn is always making phone calls. Shawn is always making sure that he follows up. Sometimes he's a little bit too much informative, but
Way too much.
but it has allowed him to build that trust with the clients because he tells me all the time, Jose, they may not be ready right now, but I'm giving them a strategy of how to go, what they have to fix in order to come back to me later on.
Mm-hmm.
So Shawn, I mean, tell us a little bit of what is your why?
Well, obviously, I want to have a better future. I want to be able to, provide for family, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you gotta kind of work hard you gotta worry about the competition. I'm always thinking, am I outthinking the competition? Am I getting to the people before? There's gonna be several people reaching these leads. Are they gonna remember me? Am I gonna stand out? So I try to even, do a follow-up email and relay something maybe we spoke about. Maybe they said that they're about to take a vacation. So in my follow-up email, I'll bring that up. So it kind of just, stands out from the rest of the people. But, ultimately my why is because I want better, and I want to not only set up a good future for myself, but for my family, for my daughter. So that's ultimately my why.
And that's important is understanding your why because being a salesman, it's anything that you sell, whether it's cars, whether you are door to door, whether you sell CRMs, whatever you sell, this is a very stressful job. It's an emotional roller coaster where you're going up and down, up and down. You get an approval for $100,000. You're already counting the commission. Let's say it's 10,000. Then all of a sudden something happens at the end. It happens a lot in real estate. It happens a lot in business lending. Where in real estate, what is it, Stanley? Title? Maybe there's a title issue.
Yeah.
So now they can't close the deal. So that commission that you were expecting before no longer happens.
Mm.
Or you've already and then also too, it's I guess human nature. You're already spending that money in your head. So
That's the biggest downfall.
Yeah.
Right.
If you start spending the money in your head, forget it.
No,
It's not.
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah, it's not coming.
It's very
You gotta
tempting.
keep the pipeline moving. Don't focus too much before the deal closes, counting the money. Don't ever do that. Just
Mhm.
focus on
I'm
getting more
glad you
deals
said that,
in.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I first got into sales, I would have a couple good, leads, couple good prospects, maybe even good approvals, and I would kind of, take my foot off the gas a little bit. That's something you never want to do. One thing you want to do is be persistent, and regardless of how many nice approvals you have, just keep them coming in as a safety net. You want to always keep new leads, new approvals coming in, just so you not only have something to fall back on, but just continue building your pipeline.
Yep. And that's
Definitely.
that's
But
one.
that,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
but that's why you have to have the right systems, or you're gonna sink in this business.
Exactly.
Like CRMs isn't optional. Like if you know what a CRM is a customer relationship manager. It's a way to track and follow up with your clients. It creates a calendar. A lot of you in the community have access to it, where it has stores phone numbers, the client's email address, all past communications. If you have them complete an application, their app is in there. It's doc collection. It's like a vault for your client. So a client that you spoke to yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, you should be able to pick up like it's yesterday.
Exactly. And that was one of the main things when we built the community was there's no way we're gonna open up a community and not have a CRM because how
Yeah.
else are they gonna send leads? It doesn't even make sense for us not to have a CRM. And the I hear uh, questions about everything about the community, literally everything. People email me and ask me all day long. Never about CRM.
Mm-hmm.
Never ever about, hey, how do I do a different follow up? I want to change this or that. Never. Like I feel like we are not using the CRM enough. So I'm gonna start sending daily videos about CRM and how to use it. And I hope you guys take that on because that's gonna make a whole difference for you and for all the lead flow and everything. And we're coming up with a
Yeah.
new strategy on the CRM as well. We're gonna get you guys more involved and learning a lot more starting next month, right, Jose?
Yes.
Yes.
100%. So we believe very firmly in we practice what we preach, right? And we believe very firmly in the CRM. And anyone should. If you're a successful business, you know that a CRM is very important. Just to on a side note, Stanley and I just came back from a convention, a private lending convention for mortgages, right? For non-QMs, et cetera, so on and so forth. One of the things that you saw was technology all over. How to be able, how to go ahead and be able to expand or just minimize your time to get an approval,
Mm.
right? A lot of people are using Chat GPT. A lot of people are using AI systems. Just a couple of minutes ago, Lucas and I, we were coming back to the office. I received a phone number, an 800 number,
Mm.
right? They call me up and it was an AI. I pick up. It was an AI. You can tell sometimes with a little bit of a pause, the AI. And then we just started asking questions. And it was going ahead. It wasn't the greatest AI caller, but it's still that's where everything is going to technology. The CRM, you build everything internally. As Stanley mentioned before, we use it in house. We send out. Well, first of all, when someone fills something in, an application or a lead, it goes into the CRM. How else will we be able to know who filled out an inquiry, when did they fill it out, and what information they gave us? So
Yep.
that's a vault is centralized. From there, the same CRM that you guys have, you can call, you can email, and you can text. So now you have everything centralized. And then on top of that, we have put it together where you can send out whether it's a fee agreement, you can send out the application, you can send it out the application, and the technology is so great where you know if John Smith opened the application, just like you do in DocuSign.
Mm.
But DocuSign costs how much? What is it? I think it's $80 a month,
Mm.
$60 a month. This is already a system that does that for you. It's not DocuSign, but it's their version of DocuSign. You understand? So why not take advantage of that technology where it's going to allow you to make better contact?
That's right.
Because while yes, are we all guilty of working on a deal, putting 110% into that deal because it's going to give us X commission and then forget to make the phone calls?
Yeah.
Maybe forget to call the leads?
Staying organized, that's key. That
100%.
will totally compensate. You don't necessarily have to be, the best spoken person, the most persuasive salesman. But if you follow up and stay in contact, I can't even tell you how much that's going to increase your percentage of closing is just staying on top, staying organized. It's going to definitely increase your numbers, no doubt about it.
Understand also, a CRM. Can you mute that person? What people don't really realize, right? One of the biggest problems entrepreneurs have is time management and scaling a business, and what hiring people to help you out with your business. And it's a funny thing. There was a CRM I used to use, right, when I first met Jose,
Mm.
and he used to crack jokes all day. Oh, when you leave your notes in this? Oh, you're gonna leave your notes in this,
That's not what I said, but go ahead.
right? But the reality is that a lot of people say, I don't have time for this. Because some work other jobs, right? Or you're working on one side of the business. A CRM will be the cheapest assistant you will ever have.
Reminder.
It will keep all your data. It will keep all your secrets. It will protect your database. It will keep all records of communications. So think about it. It's your assistant. It's your phone book. It's your data entry profile. It's your recording system. It's your time management. And and that's all in one system.
Stanley, and what we're adding to that now, especially for the members, Lucas and I we're having a conversation about the leads that we get on a day-to-day basis, the leads that we purchase, because we purchase a lot of leads, and we have a lot of inquiries. We wanted to start giving back to the community. What we're going to do is, I know that before we were putting intent leads. Now we're actually going to put in the system leads of clients that applied with us internally, our leads.
What?
Yes.
I was never made aware of that.
Well, so we had to make an executive decision.
Oh my
We had to
God.
make an executive decision to go ahead and compensate for, you know what, everyone not using the CRM. How do we motivate them?
I have to learn
unless you can tell me,
Spanish.
unless you
I
can
gotta
tell,
learn Spanish.
unless
They
you can
go
tell me,
guala guala guala. All of a sudden, this happens. Executive. El
Unless-
executive.
we said it. We told you in Spanish.
And see.
But listen, how else will we motivate them? I mean, what else can we do? Let's give them the leads.
Hold on,
let's,
but now I have a question.
Sure, shoot.
Now, listen. You're not just giving them leads at this point. You give them the Glenn Rosses, if anybody understand what that means.
Yes.
That means they're getting premier data. Now, when you say give, what are we just putting in their systems?
Well, Lucas, that's a question for you. Are we just putting it in the system? Like, what does someone have to do in order for them to go ahead and
Get those.
get access to the leads that someone literally acquired? Your phone call is going to be completely different. Your phone call, hold on, your phone
This
call
is
will be,
crazy.
Mr. Jones, you were looking for funding. I'm calling you to finalize the approval process. That's it.
Hold on. Did you just say?
No, we're not gonna provide live leads like that, Stanley, because we have a 30-day window that we can't actually touch the leads. So after 30 days, then we can provide the leads to the community.
See, this is the marketer's response.
I know, but we're still building it out.
Yeah, but they don't. See, the marketers don't know that us sales guys, we always assume the sale.
Yeah,
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
it. So that's why
30
it's not
days.
it doesn't matter. 30 days still, you're looking for money.
But-
Mr.
No,
Jones?
they are.
Yes.
Coffees for closers.
Coffees for closers.
It's
There
a
you go.
caramel frappuccinos. But what I'm saying is that's fire.
Yeah.
And that gives even more value to the CRM because when those leads come in, you want to be able to follow up. I have a simple process for my CRM. Everything possible goes in it. When my day's over, I do not think about the client I have to call. My CRM, like I said, my assistant lets me know first thing in the morning who's on my list to call.
Yep.
If they set an appointment like a Calendly or Google Calendar alert, I know what time I have to get on the phone with them. So it manages my day. Don't get me wrong, during the day you have those windows of doing other things, but it's very important. And if you look on social media, like, oh, look at my assistant, follow me. Social media, I do it all myself. I'm willing to bet you right now, your favorite influencer, I don't care if it's spiritual talking, entrepreneurship, or how to fix your marriage, they have a CRM. Every time you like their Instagram post, send them a DM, your information is going in their CRM. so they could follow up and send you marketing, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm.
So listen, I'm pleasantly shocked. Even on my what?
Yeah.
We are giving you the tools to succeed. Because think about the guys I do this multi-million. You think they did it off their phone? Let's be real here.
And let's
Think
be
about
honest. I mean,
hold on one second. I want you to do a test. Open your phone and see how many people you have with the name Steve. And you got to guess which one it is because you forgot to put the last name. Or John A, John B, JJ. Like, come on now. So they're not tracking their customers just through their contacts on their phones.
and your phone isn't doing follow-ups.
Oh, no way.
Right? Your phone, you don't set
That's
up
true.
triggers where your phone does follow-ups. So that's even more of a reason for you to have a CRM. Now remember, when you join Brokers Connection, you receive a CRM with your membership.
That's fire.
You're going to receive a CRM. You're going to go ahead and receive leads that are 30, 60 days,
90 days,
possibly old, 90 days. But still, that's a lead. That's an actual. At the end of the day, if you are a real salesman, or I don't even salesman has a negative connotation to it. If you
A businessman. If you're a real business
if you're
person.
an entrepreneur that is looking to scale your broker business, right, money broker business, you have to understand that at the end of the day, as long as it's contact and they own a business, as long as it's Bob, right, that you're calling and they own a business, it's a great lead, right? Because Bob, you own a business. You're telling me that if I called you, if I give you a check for $100,000, you wouldn't be able to know what to do with it? You're telling me that if I tell you I can give you a business line of credit, you're not gonna want to take my phone call, and then go right into it, right? What's your credit score? How much money were you looking for, Bob? You searched at one point. I have your information here. How else would I have your first name, last name, email address, and phone number, right? So when in a conversation, there's always a sale, right? It's either the person on the other end selling you and not giving you their documentation, or it's you selling the client on giving you their information so you could provide them options. So that's very important when you speak to someone, understanding the lead. But now with our system, you will be able to speak to qualified clients. You will be able to have those conversations that you weren't having before. You don't have to go door to door. You don't have to go to seminars. You don't have to send text messages to people on Facebook chats that are never going to reply to you, possibly. You're speaking to people that were looking for funding for their business.
You want to hear something funny? You see how you said you're talking to people that are looking for funding, right? One of the biggest, most popular CRMs is Tinder.
Oh,
When
He's
you think
right.
about it, people are on there choosing who they want, giving their criteria, and then you get that picture like it's an application.
I wouldn't know. I
Wow.
wouldn't know.
And you know what? And now you say every dating app, it's a CRM.
It's CRM.
You would literally have a phone book of people that are looking
yeah.
to meet their match,
Hey,
to find love.
isn't that the goal of a sale?
First name,
love
last name, profile, contact information if it's a match. I'm assuming, whatever that may be, right? It's just it is a CRM, for lack of a better word. It is.
If you've ever dated people, and I'm not saying like you found your first love and you were done, but you've gone to clubs, gone to bars. Listen, you just use your phone as a CRM. You put the person's number in,
Yeah.
the phone number. You probably brought your piece of paper, wrote down why you know her, what you like about her, and then or you were on your I'm dated AOL chat,
AOL.
or
Damn,
MySpace,
MySpace.
or
Wow.
Facebook.
Yeah.
See, I gotta go from the beginning, or you jump on those things, and then you're like, and you leave that little chat box open. You're like, okay, now when it saves, you're like, oh, that's that girl from Milwaukee, that's the girl from Texas. We're just bringing that together. The fun. So the reason I bring it back that old,
Right.
CRMs isn't something new. The concept of it. We're just giving you the executive level of it.
Mm,
right.
Understand something. People still could do their phones. I'm just giving you the executive level with realistic common sense pricing. If you look at these CRMs all over the market, there's ones for $20, there's one for thousands.
It's nothing for $20.
There's nothing
I'm
for
just giving an
$20.
example.
Nothing for $20.
example. But they give it
100
to
plus.
you, and I have a CRM, and they go, figure it out.
Yes.
They don't build it out. They don't. Read a 20-page article to figure out how to put a cell phone number.
You don't have the 20-page article. You have Lucas and what's his name?
John Arnell.
Arnell.
Yeah.
Arnell.
Yeah, John does most of the calls.
Arnell and John.
Yeah.
Arnell and John.
You have a support system right now. People talk about Mojos, the Go High Level, the Mondays. Get it and see how much you're gonna spend before all these features they have in these commercials of what it could do.
Forget
when it
about the
actually
spending.
happens.
Forget about the spending. The time that you have to invest
That you don't
to
get
do
back.
your research to be able to set it up the right way that you want it. Right?
Good
To
luck.
understand what that is. Exactly. Who said that? Albert?
I said that because
Yeah.
it goes a lot deeper than just the technical setup. You can get lost for months.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Oh,
it-
definitely.
Technical setup.
It's not just about having the CRM either. It's about using the CRM.
Yeah.
If you're on Tinder, make sure you swipe right because you're gonna get a match.
Yeah.
Like you have the CRM, you have the leads, but you're not swiping right. So you need to swipe right.
Yeah.
But this is
If your pipeline is in silent, it's because you stop talking. So if you're talking to everybody, I guarantee you people are gonna reply back.
And also too, Lucas today was giving me the break. We had a conversation today. Okay, why are people not using the CRM? It's baffling. Because it's a system that Salesforce is the biggest CRM company, and they charge a lot of money. Salesforce is
Hold on,
great.
I got a timeout.
Tens of thousands,
Let me.
tens of thousands.
I'm sorry.
But
Every organization.
But do you guys? And I think it's because you just don't know the capabilities. And Lucas puts out these videos, and like he said before, it's just I think that you just don't understand what capability the CRM actually has.
Features, right?
The
So many features.
now it's aside from what we use it on the front end, on the back end, email campaigns, right? People spend a lot of money now. Do you know why email campaigns? First of all, this is a gem. You should never email or mass email anyone from your business email. Reason why? Your business email can get blacklisted, which means that once you're blacklisted because you've gone to too much spam, now every email you send out goes into the junk mail. It doesn't go to the inbox. So that's important because think about you spending, let's say, $5,000 on buying a lead list. Now you have a great message, you have a great program, and you now spend money for all these other companies, whatever that may be, emailing, or you do it yourself. I've seen a lot of people do grab all in an Excel, copy all the names, put it into send or BCC everyone, and then send a message. I've seen this because listen, we did it when we started off, right? But I'm talking about maybe 10 years ago. And now what happens is that you spend $5,000 on the email list. You have a great message. You have a great program. You then copy everything in an Excel and put it into send or BCC. You send it out. How do you expect someone to reply back if they never receive the message?
It goes right to the spam.
Because it goes right to your spam mail. How many times do you check spam? I know I don't.
No.
Do you, Shawn? Do you?
Even if you do, if you hit the
Definitely
spam,
not,
you're
man.
not gonna trust it.
Yeah. So it's
It's a missing case. You're
what
never gonna get
it does is creates untrust, right? But now what the reason why I was saying that was because the CRM system that we have, you are able to send out how much was that? Up to how many emails? All right, we're not gonna even put that on live. You just give us a call. Once you sign up, we'll let you know.
300,000, no problem.
But think about
But understand something. The reason he's talking about emails that go out because following up isn't optional. The real work starts after the first call, ladies and gentlemen. 80% of deals close after the 5th plus follow up.
5 touches,
wait,
at
hold on.
least 5
So,
touches.
Yeah.
Lazy agents go stay home, leave.
Wait. Yes or no? Because I'll tell you this.
MCA is different.
yeah,
okay,
well,
yeah.
I think it depends on the industry. Maybe I don't think so, but on the business lending side, we had a sales rep, right, that worked for us. We set up their email campaign. He got $1 million deal, $1 million MCA deal. This was before the pandemic. $1 million MCA deal, and it was through email campaign. An email campaign. For some reason, people clients prefer to email than to text than to pick up the phone. He received
Yeah, he was making fun of me, and I was like, I'm gonna set it up for you. Don't worry about it. He sent 100 emails, and he got that one deal.
So yes and no. I actually sat down with a friend of mine a couple of days ago during dinner, and he told me he is a what was it a lazy professional. Right now,
Is that such a thing?
That is
It's my thing.
And he was educating me into, you know what, you want a lazy professional on your team, and he was explaining to me why. Because that lazy professional is going to make sure that he or she finds a way to take shortcuts, but shortcuts in a good way. Shortcuts in a sense that what's going to make me more productive without doing less work. Right?
Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. We're doing less work. So working smarter, not harder. So this is great. On the business lending side, you want to do merchant cash advances? Buy a merchant cash advance list. Put it into the CRM. Let the CRM send out emails. I can assure you that as long as you get into the inbox, you will. It's not maybe. You will get a response. You will close a deal. So I don't know what you guys are waiting on. And this is from experience. We used to use a system, and I'll give it to you because it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
We used to use a system called GMAS.
Yep, GMAS. Yep.
Right? We used to send out, what was it?
14 million.
The GMAS and Conversica.
Right.
14 million emails a month.
14 million emails a month. But still, this is 300,000. You send out 300,000, it goes into the inbox. Let's say that only 5% answer. What's 5% of 300,000? What is 5%?
600.
500, 300,000?
5% of
6,000.
Of how many?
5%
Of
300,000?
300,000? 15,000. 5%.
5%, my bad.
Of 300,000.
We're going to have to edit that.
Oh,
2%,
my.
I'm sorry.
I thought you,
2% is my number in my head.
Just let you know, he doesn't handle the accounting or the book.
No, he does not, but he's very good at math.
Yo,
Yes.
but listen, but I like to bring it back to where we're talking about. Winning brokers use campaigns, reminders, and multiple channels. Like he was saying, text, email, calls, and lazy agents use their leads.
Yeah.
Now, we go back to the CRM and these marketing, right? They're tools. But you could have a hammer and a saw and a measuring tape, but it'll only be as good as the carpenter. So even though we'll give you these tools, you have to want it. If your pipeline's silent, guess what? It's probably because you stopped talking. Deals don't go ghost. You ghosted the follow-up. So even though we're talking about the CRM, it's the systems. Guy, and you guys definitely hear it on social media because social media is like an echo chamber, right? Is your business should work even if you're asleep.
Yeah.
So it becomes a lifestyle. And for me, the CRM is part of my lifestyle. So when I get up in the morning, my Google alert goes off saying, time to wake up, time to work out, time to that. That's one part of it, right? But then when it, depending what time zone the client is, time to call John. Follow up, see if he wants to go with terms.
Notifications, and
Follow
reminders.
up, see if the appraisal came in. Follow up. He said he couldn't talk. John said he couldn't talk to you today because he was traveling. He'll be back Thursday. Today's Thursday. He'll be back at 12 o'clock. Call him. Right? And then once my follow-ups are done, I'm prospecting because now I have data that given by my great marketing team says, yo, this guy just applied. Call. This guy has these for call. So understand something. Every person you look up to, and this is the funny thing, not funny thing, but I need you to understand a perspective. No matter if you're an athlete, no matter if you're a performer, if you're a CEO, how you think they manage their days? How do you think Jeff Bezos knows?
It's not off of memory. Let's put it that way.
What time, what meeting he has? It's another form of CRM.
You're saying I have a question. A performer. What if it's a stripper?
Mom.
Listen, that CRM tells you what time she goes on, what time she comes off.
Who's got appointments for lab tests?
That would be crazy.
And if you put the proper data, you'll know what club she's performing at on what stage, You know what I mean? And based on the conversation in the CRM, you remember something she likes, saying, "Yo, you know what? I like little peppermint snaps after my show." You bring her a bottle. But now you have the history of the conversation to know what to do when you meet her. But listen, even though it's funny games, isn't that what dating is?
What?
Hold on, pause for a sec. Isn't that what dating is? When the girl you met at the time and she's like, "Oh, you know what? I always wish to go on a picnic." And then when you actually like her, all of a sudden, let's go to the city, okay? And then all of a sudden, you're in the
Bust out
park for
that
the
blanket
picnic.
and basket, right?
Isn't that once
Now-
again? It's like the
Game
Tinder.
changer.
It's like the Tinder move.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I understand this. So his point is, you may not know you're using a CRM. You just don't know it.
Exactly.
The CRM is your phone,
Mhm.
right? Because
Your brain is your CRM. The original
you're
one.
using it. Okay, so I met Candy at the strip club, and you're taking notes, right? The notes are the memos. Candy likes this, and this. She performs this, and this. Boom. So let me set a reminder. She's gonna be there. This, and boom, 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 boom. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but still,
I'm not.
That's just for me putting it
I'm
in
not.
layman's terms.
Ask her to do that
If,
split.
if you did not have that phone to remind you to do that, would you be efficient? No, you wouldn't.
No way.
So now take it to a next level. You want to be a business.
level it up.
You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to go ahead because I hear it all the time. No. I'm a closer. I do this and I do that. Perfect. Okay. So do me a favor. The 10%, right, of the tools that you use, if you only use 10% of the information that we give you, right, in as far as the tools, the marketing, right, that you get from the CRM, if you only use 10% of it, I can guarantee you that you would see one or two clients that you would have funded that you would not have funded before.
Hold on. I think Jose's. I know what Jose wants to say, but he's living a piece of it.
No,
It's-
I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
let-
Stanley,
hold on.
let-
10% of this
No,
is vessel brokers.
let me explain to you, right? He doesn't see you use 10%. Invest 10% in your tools.
No,
And-
that's not what I meant to say.
no.
He's reading the teleprompter. I wasn't what I wanted.
No.
I just grabbed it and flipped
No,
it
no,
to what I wanted
Yeah,
to say.
he's a remixer, right? but I go back to the core of it, right? Because as entrepreneurs, salesmen, right, we think about what we get from the business, right? And I'll tell you the number one flaw of a lot of business owners, they will take as much as they can from the business. They will take 100,000 for the business, but it'll be so hard for them to put 4,000.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Oh, it cost you 5,000. I gotta think about it. You just made 100 grand. What are you thinking about it?" When I tell you, I hear this all the time. "Oh, well, I made 100 grand. Okay, invest 10 back in. Do I really have to give 10?
This kid take that risk.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll have a baby, but your baby needs food to grow, and you'll go, "Do I really have to feed it all that food?
Yeah.
What? That's insane."
That's a fact.
30% should be into systems and marketing, regardless of what it is. If you want to make $10,000 a month, you should be spending $3,000 a month. Facts.
Listen, if you go on if you chat GPT anything, any business that's successful on expenses will range from 30 and high as 50% is your expenses to run a successful company. I don't care where you go. Restaurants, your profit margins are normally 30%.
That's it. That's on the good
12.
side. Yeah.
12%.
That's on the good side.
Depending on the business. So when
Industry, right? Yeah.
investing, and one of my problems, I have a problem. I throw money.
Mm.
money. And I learned this from a very successful person, which is a good and bad thing. He's like, "I'll try anything once." Because
Mm.
think about it. Some people get so focused on what they're doing that they will spend into oblivion until they have nothing, instead of trying something new.
Yeah.
Right? So you come into Brokers Connection. We're giving you tools and education that honestly we could do a mastermind and charge everyone 5-10 grand a clip.
That's
I'm
coming
not-
up. Because stop.
I'm just
Stop.
let me finish. Let me cook. Like the young people say. Right? So, but we don't, because we care about reach and volume. We don't come. No one on this panel comes from money.
Mhm.
No one on this panel could ask for our parents anything besides clothes and food. We
And
asked
love.
for a lot
And
but-
love.
but we didn't get more than food, clothing, and love.
Maybe a beating
Right?
once in a while.
Yes.
Unsolicited. So when we tell you this, it's and one of the guys, I'll call him my mentor if I want to, but he's like, "Don't try to get rich being cheap.
No, yes. Oh, I had this conversation with an old coworker of mine.
We were at an event, like I said, money in the building, right? And before this meeting, me and Jose went shopping,
We did.
right? And the reason check the corporate card. The reason why I say that is because we understood something, right? People, and there's two different mindsets. Someone will get in the room and go, "Don't judge me on what I wear, judge me on what I say, judge me on who I am." Sometimes you won't even get in the door to show them who you are.
Wait, hold on. Even take it a step further.
Mhm.
Honestly, we whenever we attend, we have to understand who we are. This is Stanley, Haitian,
Sexy chocolate.
Jose Martinez.
Underlay.
It's cool. We own it. I love it. Right? So we have to be able to
Hold on. No. Give him the context. This was crazy. The context is even crazy. We walked in the spot thinking we were the men. I really felt
we were the boys.
Yes. I was like, are we allowed to be here? I literally walked in going, are we allowed to walk in here? I thought I looked fresh. Jose looked fresh. We walk in, and when I tell you the guy was Skechers sneakers, a stain on a flannel shirt, a t-shirt like it's nothing, jeans that you would go gardening in, worth over $600 million.
Yes.
People are lining up to have a conversation. It's almost like the best dressed person was probably the poorest person there.
But still, you have to understand one thing. It's mindset, right?
And
Because
culture.
That's
And
what it
culture.
is.
Yeah, they already
Mindset and
made it,
culture.
though.
But
It's
they
different,
already
yeah.
made it.
Nah, some of these
You gotta
outfits-
open the doors
We're
first.
trying to get into the door.
Yeah,
So
they're
we
already
have to- we
inside.
have
They've been
to-
sitting down,
think
waiting
of-
for everybody to
Think
come
of
in.
us coming in there with basketball shorts, t-shirt, or whatever, flannel with stains. They will look at us and
I
be like,
actually was
"Excuse
in the
me."
car on the way there.
That's
They would
because
be
those
like-
people, they got FU money. You know what I'm
This
saying?
is Tequila Thursday, so I'm about to be vulnerable for a minute, right?
Mm.
So we had to go. So I'm running around getting fresh, get my suits ready, pressed, all that rough stuff, right? And I thought Jose was gonna be late. So I'm like, yo, I got time to get dry cleaner, but some fly suits, right? So I'm running late. I come in. I'm like, yo, we gotta go. I don't have time to get redressed, so I jump in the car. So I have basketball shorts on, flip-flops and t-shirt. We drive to the spot, the hotel. I'm like, all right, let's go check in. Jose's like, nah. So what do you mean? I'm not walking in the lobby with you. I said, what?
Are you insane?
I'm gonna choose my language right. I look at him like, what? He's like, Stan, God forbid I walk in that lobby with people with golf shorts, khaki shorts, there's a Kano sneakers, like luxury sneakers, and then you walk in with your basketball urban shorts below your knees.
It's looking like you're playing pickup ball.
Shorts. I don't even know if I had lotion. I don't even know if I had lotion on my feet.
In a New York fitted.
Oh, New York Fitted.
He's got the Yankee on.
right?
Unbelievable.
And I literally sat in a hot garage, right? Right? Because I'm like, oh, Jose's bullshitting. He calls me while he's waiting. He's like, Stan. I was like, what's up? Thank God I did not have you come in. I said, what happened? He's like, yo, it looks like a golf outing out here. And bro, if you came in, it would have been crazy. Listen, I just turned on the AC in the car. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I walked to my laptop. Yo, it is what it is.
We're not,
know what I mean?
you have to understand what position you're in, what level you're in right now, right? And who you want to impress and what name you want to make for yourself. And it's not because it doesn't matter. Like, listen, half the time when you go check into a hotel, it does not matter. You would walk in like that. I would probably walk in with sweatpants and everything else, unless it's an event.
Mind you,
Because
this is but disclaimer. This was our we were invited. Listen, we've leveled up. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I know we joke and we talk Tequila Thursdays or whatever, but I'm not trying to be cocky when I say this. Community, we're not the average. We're not influencers. We're not acting as if we are in our space. You can't tell me shit, right? This weekend we were invited. We didn't choose to go. We didn't beg anybody to go. They were like, it's your time to walk in the room.
I'm glad you say we were invited because you keep saying that guy tried to pick me up.
Oh, that's a whole different story.
Well, what are we getting into
Oh
here?
my God! See, I was
Look at CRMs
see
and-
Tequila Thursday. I try to avoid. I try to stay on
No,
point.
well, listen.
but hold on. No, but it is a great story though. And listen, yo, understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Tequila Thursday is from 7 to 8 o'clock. But all of us has been here on Thanksgiving Eve, on Christmas events. When you're with family, time flies. I know it's 7:50, and I know there's a lot to cover. But please, family, walk with me. Let's just have Thanksgiving dinner and talk, right? So we go to an event. Me and Jose are on it, right? Because Jose and I. So we got a big stepper in. Mind you, there's a lot of money in the room, right? So I'm a minority. Jose is a minority. We're not allowed to walk out the house with crust in our eyes. Our outfit's not looking right. We don't care if it's a $2 outfit.
Forget about minority. I'm Mexican. I got to make sure, you already know what's going on. I'm going to have to say it.
Coming right after your hair ain't straight, right? So what's dope about it, we walk in and we bought the VIP tickets. I'm like, if I'm walking in, I'm going VIP because I'm thinking everybody's there, right? So they have this row of 5 tables, 5 seaters. Everybody's behind the line. These dudes got money. So now I got to walk in the front. Jose's phone dies.
Oh.
So now Jose goes to the lobby, the hotel lobby, go charge his phone. While he runs there, I was like, they're like, you get a gift. So while Jose's phone's died, he's running across the whole hotel. Guess what the gift is? A phone charger. So that's the first part, right? So he's running. So now I walk in the event. I'm like, okay, where's the VIP? I'm thinking there's a lot of people, the bigwigs. They're used to this. They don't have to step up front. So now I walk in the front. I'm at a table by myself, the only black guy there. The owner of the company, the event goes, let's do Pledge of Allegiance. I think I'm at no politics.
Stan, that wasn't the story.
No, I'm walk with me.
Okay.
Walk with me.
Did you knee, Stanley?
No, I thought I was
I told him the same thing.
What was it? Right?
I told you the same thing. I was like, Stan, did you need help? You did not need.
No way. I was scared. I really thought I was at a Trump rally.
But it doesn't matter whatever anyone's beliefs are. That does not matter. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's fun and games, etc. But it's just more about the you have to understand. Like, think about it.
I'm waiting for the punchline. Stanley has a
but you have to
punchline.
let me finish. There's 2 parts to this punchline,
Please,
right?
yes.
So I cracked that joke, right? But this is what I mean by this, right? This is where we talk about before in the beginning of the segment, we talked about illusions of the hustle, right? That was the first thing we started talking about. Why most brokers stay broke even when they look busy, right? So we paid big tickets to look like the man, right? But you got people that really have money, that really have contacts. And I gotta say, and this is a rare moment I'll ever say this, when I had to go to toe-to-toe with anybody in the conversation, I couldn't have anyone better next to me than Jose Martinez.
You shouldn't have said that.
I'm
It's gonna backfire on
I'm
you.
gonna delete this after this meeting, and let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you why. I'd have a conversation, and they go, "Oh, you're whatever," and Jose's like, "Oh, you think we're a one-trick pony?" Bang.
This is the charger, by the way. This is the charger, and we're gonna.
Yeah, it's the infamous charger.
I'm gonna charge this.
This was not cheap.
Conference for this.
I think it's made out of titanium. I'm telling you, this is not light. This is not no Amazon nothing. When I say this is heavy duty, it charges your phone, your watch, your earpod, even your wife or your husband. Right? But right? But let me tell you how heavy it was. We walked the room. There was a lot of people in there that wanted to be that guy, but we're like, we have conversations. Piss poor preparation equals piss poor results.
Yes.
Right? And like I said, maybe this is the only pod I'll ever say it. And I want the community to really understand that. Right? Because just like Jose stand next to me, I want to feel comfortable having one of you guys stand next to me. Or better yet, you guys stand next to each other.
Wait, you can't roll out the challenge we're gonna do soon.
No, not the challenge. Understand what I'm telling you. I'm telling them our experience. Maybe you could understand through us. We're walking from booth to booth. Every guy spent like $50,000 to have their booths. And we walk to booths and they want us as business partners.
That's
they
true.
want us as with their product. And guess who gets that product? Our community. So when we walked up, I didn't walk up like, please, sir, may I have another?
What?
We walked up and they're like, oh, well, this is what we do. And I'm like, yo, we have a community that needs this. Oh, what do you mean? And you know us, we go, come on, bro, this is nothing. We're New Yorkers. This is what, and we talk and they go, Okay, when? We're like, we'll set up a Zoom.
Yeah.
We'll let you
As
know.
a matter of fact, you got to just you have to understand the products that you, as a community, you guys have to understand the products.
Talk
And
to
give
'em.
yourself value of the products that we offer, that you offer.
Talk to 'em.
in one space.
Because
In one space.
When we went over there, right, I was like, Stan, I'm not going over there as Fun Rock. You go as Fun Rock, right?
Oh, they weren't
I go
ready.
over there as Len Mate. I'm like, you know
John
what?
Cena.
Doesn't
John
matter. I don't wanna-
Cena.
I don't want to talk to anyone. Tell me, you know what this is in the dirt. I want to come over there and I want to hear your spiel. But let me tell you why you should send me business. So when I went over there, I presented all 0% interest, no doc programs. They're like, what? Wait. What's the LTV? I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not using your property. Wait, hold on, huh? They were so used to 0% business credit cards. It's not what we do. We do it. Okay,
you're
no
missing,
problem.
I gotta stop Jose. He's not. He's downplaying the moment. He's downplaying, ladies and gentlemen. He's downplaying the moment. We went to our own competition's table, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
I'd walk up and go, "Yo, listen."
we gonna name drop?
I'm not gonna do it. Because they saw me coming. They're like, yeah, I could do real estate. I could do what you do. And then I'm like, Joselito. And then he's like, but I could fill the gap of financing.
Yeah.
Dunked on him.
That
They were-
down payment, that closing costs.
But hold on. Then they said, oh wait, hold on, let me guess. 0% business credit cards. I said, no, that's what the amateurs do.
That's no. He
That's
paused.
rookie
He
stuff.
paused. He put on the sombrero and was like,
Oh, no.
No.
la bamba, and banged on him.
Because honestly, you got to be proud of what you have. What we have is complete,
Fire.
is unique. When, you know what?
Fire.
And ever growing.
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
When we have bankers come in here, won't name who it is or what banks we have. When we have bankers come in here, and we have the competition sending us deals.
Competition.
Shoot. Why would we not be cocky? Think about it. Yes, everyone does 0% cards. Wow, that's great. No problem. They're like, oh, it's 0% cards. No, it's not 0% cards. I'll get you a business line of credit.
Hold on.
Hold on. Most people may or may not know the bank that gets it on the East Coast. We could do it on the West Coast.
Hold on. I'm gonna talk a little shit for a second, right?
Put up them W's, Stanley.
And we made it a company decision not to talk our shit on certain topics, right? On the mortgage end of it, right? So there's a company that's really went after us to sell their product, and we didn't have the best experience. And then we went to this all exclusive event, and one of the big dogs in the space was like, yo, we want to do business with you. Like, oh, but you do what they do. They're like, they use our money to do it. We want to give you the money. And then one thing we don't do is that we don't publicize the people that tap dance on social media for you guys. Because I'm willing to bet there's at least 5 influencers in all of your Instagrams. If you look at entrepreneurs, business funding, guess where they go as their back end? You are with the connect. And one thing we always said, we're not going to talk like that because we got influencers that jump on social media, do the YouTube, do the TikTok, and we let their brands breathe.
They
And
get them views.
we're still gonna hold firm, and we're not gonna tell you who we fund for, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm 9 out of 10 times, I'm your favorite funder's favorite funder.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa. All right, so Stan, so this is what we're going to do.
Jose, hit the button. Nah.
Me a bomb.
Nah. Listen, I'm in my bag. Listen, and I say this.
Here we go.
It's a flex bomb. But it's not even us. I'm telling you.
Oh, my God. Shut it off. You got to shut it off.
Like a nuke right there.
Yo,
We got a nuclear bomb right
and I'm
there.
being direct.
Stan.
Let me just finish my rant. I know we have a lot of people more on this call, but on this part, I see Shawn Comey. I need Ronald Bowe. I see Paul Title, Nick Galvin, Leonard LaCour, Jeffrey Sanderford. I might mess up your name. Jeffrey Willis, Idas.
Are you giving graduation awards?
Fusion. No, understand, Alphonse. I'm telling you, understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Nah. Pause. Listen for a second. You are with the connect. You're not going through the dealer.
You're with the connect. It's like buying Gucci from China.
Mm.
You're not buying it from a Gucci store in a store.
You're going
in
through the
America. You're
manufacturer.
not going to the mall for it. You don't have to pay the fuel for flights. You don't have to go through customs. You are the connect. That's what broker connection is. And I'm gonna be transparent. Can I be honest for a second?
I don't know. I thought you
I
were.
want me to be honest the whole time.
I thought you were.
No, I'm gonna be honest for a second. You see me, Fund Rock Capital, right? Jose, let me capital. I gotta give flowers if flowers are due, right? When you talk about brokers connection, you gotta say Lucas.
Mm.
You gotta say Lucas. Yo, can you turn the camera to my Brazilian Facilian? Can you turn the camera to that man? See, the guy in the back that controls it, always put in the front, right?
Yeah.
But understand something. Me and Jose get on these shows. You got Shawn, your favorite broker, and I understand that. But this is why we can't be killed. There's too many heads that run the shop.
But ladies and gentlemen, understand this, and just to summarize what Stanley said, and
Absolutely.
is the following.
He doesn't even know what he's about
I
to
was gonna say something, but I was just thinking of it. Is that he was gonna say this. He is not on BET Live right now, but I get it. You know?
106 in Park.
6
My
in Park.
generation.
No. All joking aside, listen. Understand this. You guys have because we're reaching such a broad audience. What he's trying to say is, let us be your back office. Don't worry about. You see it. You see. I'm sure you now see Google or Instagram.
No.
Go on Instagram
Can't say
and look. Go on Instagram and search 0% business credit cards, no income documentation funding.
Who comes up?
No, not even who comes up. Just
I'm just
listen, look at the people that are doing the tap dancing. Right? We call it tap dancing, but it's not. Look at the people that are
it is.
that putting the making videos. I could do this, I could do that, I could do all this. We want to be your back office. We are your back office. It doesn't matter. Everyone. It's crazy because we've been able to get deals in from community for other influencers. People that say that I'm this person, I'm that person. The reason why, and I'm not knocking anyone.
The biggest people.
It's not lying.
And they steal our technology too, don't you remember?
You guys are missing the part. You're missing the part, Jose.
Mm-hmm.
And some of you have experienced this. And tell me if I'm lying. Listen if I'm lying. Community, I'm telling you right now, your clients get funded from banks that we don't give to our tap dancers. I'm telling you right now. You guys get funded from banks that no one hears on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook. And that I state my word on it. Your clients get sent to banks that no one knows about.
That's
what I'm telling. Okay, turn me around. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm talking my shit. That's what I'm talking. So when I say I'm your funder's favorite funder, I don't have to tap dance. He doesn't have to tap dance. Because when they go Chase for $250, you can go Truist for this.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me cook, as the young kids say. So when you submit something a lemonade and you see a funding of $100,000, no doubt. When you see $150,
wait, no. Last one was 100,000. 100,000, no doubt.
That's what I said.
That's what you said.
Exactly what he said.
Listen, I gotta get Google Translate part of this chat.
Yeah.
Right. So when I say cook, I mean it. When I say this community, I mean it. When I say this isn't a podcast, this isn't just something to raise money. I'm telling you.
Wait, we're raising money?
No, just a money grab. Because all these influencers, mad influencers go, give me $1,000 so I can teach you how to fund.
They got a course for $5,000, $10,000.
I'm trying to tell you.
That malarkey.
This is what I'm telling you. You guys have sat here. I know people in this name that's funded clients. Look at the names they funded with, the banks they funded with. You don't see that on Instagram. You don't see that on the YouTube. And I bet that. You know why? I need my family to eat. Think about it. When everyone's submitting a Chase, 1 million people, you go to a little bank in the pocket. Bang. Let me give you a quick 100. Jose, I need an update. Oh, your client got another 75. Bang.
Yo, and I've heard that Chase from the people that are doing it. They're only getting 10,000.
Yeah.
Talk
If you
to
guys
them.
are getting 10,000,
They're telling them a
literally,
lot more.
You guys are doing it wrong. This is gonna be hold on. This is
online
gonna be
apps.
if you are only getting $10,000 on with Chase.
Talk to
you're
them.
Now,
better
July
off.
1st is gonna change everything.
No,
Chase.
hold on.
Yeah.
You're
Hold on.
better
Don't
off.
talk too much.
I'm
You're
sorry,
better off.
sorry.
You're better off doing it yourself. I'm gonna give you the secret sauce
Talk to them.
with that every other company does. Go to chase.com. Go to the
Credit cards?
business, right, business on top business. Go to credit cards. Go to Business Inc. Cash, I think it is, and then apply for your client. Max, you'll probably get is 15,000.
No, it's 10,000 flat.
10,000.
Yeah, flat.
Okay, so 10,000.
Hmm.
Why would you want to pay for someone that all they did was go on the computer? And
They could
got
do it
done?
themselves.
Now you should pay the person that gets you on the phone with a Chase banker.
Hold on. It gets you. No. You're forgetting the most important step.
You can't tell them how we do it.
No. Listen what I'm saying. We don't put you on the phone with a Chase Bank. No.
Did this?
We take your file and
Mm.
give it, and we review it with our relationship. And then what happens? We manage expectations. Tell you this is what it looks like. So at that time, we go, this is what we're getting. Big difference. It's not just pushing paper.
Wait, you got to stop because until we have a collaboration with Jamie Dimon, we would not give you guys a secret sauce. I get it, Jamie.
You said Jamie.
If Jamie Dimon, if you watching the podcast,
Please don't watch the podcast. We're gonna be in big trouble. Please.
Jamie, if someone says it to you and be like, "Yo, these two guys, they seem like they're." Oh wait, I was gonna put down the name of the new podcast.
Oh no, never. No. The community. Listen, you guys will know.
Wait, we've already purchased it. We bought it already.
No, stop. Community.
Mm.
There's another room we're gonna open for
Yes.
you guys first.
It's like a vault.
And you know what? I think when we open this room for you guys,
You know what? Yeah, we were thinking about bringing the people to this podcast. Forget about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Yo,
let's just
listen.
get 'em- yeah.
I think. Listen, I think the first people that sign up for the community for the first 30 to 3 months, they get it for free.
No, hold on. The people. So hold on.
Because this is gonna be a monster. I can't do it to my. I can't charge them out the gate. I can't. I don't think we should.
No, because
They should enjoy it for free.
well, just understand this. First of all, whoever joined the community before is grandfathered in. You guys are we're not charging grandfathered in. We're not charging you guys because you guys understand right now. I don't know if Stanley knows this. Right now, in order for you guys to join the community, is $197. $197.
I thought we were
Why? No, why? Because we're giving you CRM. We're giving you
Hold on,
leads.
197 and
We're giving you leads that we pay for.
Lucas, you know this?
He's the one that told me.
197. Yeah.
197.
So we're breaking even.
No. Not even break even. We keep giving.
You keep
We just
giving. What are
keep
you talking
giving.
about?
I'm trying to understand.
We just keep,
Hold on.
keep
So
giving, bro.
hold on.
So let's just
pause. We're CRM. We're building out. We're giving leads and access to VAs for 197. Mind you, community, make me sound like the bad guy. I'm not trying to talk about charging. I still have to look at the business
All right.
economics.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, listen, we're
You know
9
what?
minutes
You know what?
above what
I
the
trust
time
my
that we do.
partners. That's the best decision. I support it.
So, in closing, right? If anything you heard tonight made you uncomfortable,
Tequila after dark.
honestly, good. You want to know why? That means that you're finally listening. Number one, pick a reason. Pick something to motivate you. Number two, pick your reason why. If you are a broker and you're broke, honestly, maybe you should change jobs.
Mm.
Today, I was looking because we had a meeting with everyone.
Fire 'em all.
Average person in the food and beverage industry makes $31. $31 an hour. That's great. That's $5,000 in change a month. Maybe this isn't for you. But if $5,000 or you think that you have the ability to make more, do me a favor. Take a chance on yourself. Take a risk on yourself. Evaluate yourself. Is this what I want to do? Do I want to go ahead and take a sales job? Because you're going to see on a day to day, this person does this, he's making $20,000, $30,000. But all you see is the success. You don't see the struggles that you did, that he or she had till they got to that point. So figure out what you want to do, what motivates you, and why do you even want to do it. But Stanley, give me a couple ideas. Give me your closing statement.
It's simple.
Mm.
I feel the most comfortable when I bet on myself.
Mm.
It is what it is. I grew up with a great parents. Came from Haiti. Not my mother came here on actually, like, if you look back in the days on those boats rafts that come from Haiti to America, my mother was on one. She came to Florida, and then when she went to become a citizen, she found out she was pregnant, and that was with me. My older brother was still in Haiti. My dad was there. And then the first time I met my dad was when he flew over an American Airlines with me and my mother went to pick him up. And then I met my brother and so on and so on, right? So when I tell you I have no other options, I never forget those moments. And I'm not trying to be the guy that, oh, I lived on food stamps of life. That's not me. I just could speak my truth. I'm the kid that after school, we had one mattress, right? Me and my mother lived head to feet. When my older brother came, guess what? His toes were in my face. That's a fact. Until I hit fourth grade. And then my parents bought a house, right? So when people say options, I never knew options. My parents did the best they can with the resources they had. So God blessed me with the gift of gab. So if someone from a third world country that didn't know the language could afford to create a life for their kids, what excuse do I have not to wake up and give it my all? What excuse do I have to say close for business? What excuse do I have? Now, I fold it into what we do now. I sit here and look at my community, right? And like I said, I give Lucas all the credit because this was his brainchild. Because we're printing money, just to be frank with you. And he says, you know what? We all these fake social media stars. One of them actually came to our office. Oh, we rent a Lambo for the day, and then in Times Square, you could pay for 10 seconds, where your face pops up in Times Square, so you could post on social media. Right? He knows what I'm talking about. And they're broke. They're broke. They want a contest, and we pay for them to come to New York. They went and bought contacts, paid, went to the city to shoot content, just to make people pay to act like they're that person. That disgusts me.
Don't judge them.
I
They
don't
were
judge.
young. They were young.
Listen, it disgusts me because hardworking people, gave them their money.
No, listen.
And hold on, let me finish.
You gotta love them for that.
Let me finish.
Mm.
Right? So when I sit here, and there's some people, the road to where you are right now has not been easy. Some of us have had great mentors, great families, and gotten there. Some of us hadn't. And we just want a better life. For me, plan B doesn't exist.
Mm.
Plan A. The moment someone says, oh, well, look at your plan B, you should spit in that person's face because they don't believe you're going to accomplish plan A. That person is you. Stand in the mirror and spit on that mirror if you don't believe plan A is your only option. So we talk about systems. We've talked about CRMs. We talked about marketing. We talked about features in CRMs. We even talked about virtual assistants. But guess is what's the major fuel for everything? My partner Lucas could give you the system for free. Jose could talk till he's blue in the face of the mentality of a salesman. But if you don't want it more than them, bleep me out if you want. Go fuck yourself. Because you're doing yourself a disservice.
Not even that. Just go somewhere else.
You're doing the people that love you and believe in you a disservice. That person that sits and looks at you, you're doing a disservice. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Well,
No matter what we give you, put your all in it, you'll get your return on
You have
investment.
to understand. We're all passionate. We all love what we do. Everything that we do on a day to day, we love it, and that's why we're so passionate about it. I'm not sure you can.
try.
You're looking at me right now. You're looking at us right now. It's like it transcribes, and you're like, wow. But Shawn, your final words,
Final words.
final message.
Scared money don't make no money. If you're not ready to ride that roller coaster, there's no successful salesperson that hasn't had a dry season, a down. If you're not ready to endure a little bit of pain,
Preach to
you're
him.
not ready to endure the pressure,
Talk to him.
you're never gonna have the diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like
Ooh.
you gotta be ready to, hit the lows. But
Get 'em.
if you're really into it, if you really believe in yourself,
Believe.
you're gonna break that barrier and you're gonna have success. That's
Success.
Wow. And then Lucas to my left, and we're gonna try something different with Lucas today because Lucas.
We're gonna do it in Spanish?
No, we're gonna
Do
do
it
it
in
in
Portuguese,
Portuguese.
no.
I need Lucas. Lucas, I need you. I need you to say. Which, by the way, Lucas, I hope that if you speak Portuguese, you leave it in the comment and tell me if he's saying it right, because he told me one day, "Bom chicka bom 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 bom."
Bom chicka bom bom
That means
bom.
I have no idea. But Lucas, what are your final words before we leave? I mean, and Lucas is the mastermind behind all this. CRM,
100%.
CRM,
and he's trilingual. He's trilingual, not
He
bilingual.
is trilingual.
And he's trisexual.
Spanish,
He'll try anything once.
Hold on.
And
Before we go
Portuguese.
into
Try.
yo, listen. This is a person. I gotta give flowers. Yo, when you guys get a rollout and you look at tech and you're like, oh, this is one. You don't know how many hours that man sits in a room by himself and makes it work.
He goes into something called the wormhole.
Listen, I got to give credit where credit is due, because when we roll out something, we do the bells and whistles, they do the intro, hit this button, it does this, it does that.
Sometimes we feel guilty because I'm like, yo, he's like, Jose, I left here at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like,
I don't feel guilty because I haven't
I
seen
do.
the citizen paperwork yet.
I
don't know.
But I'm like, oh my God.
Right, but what I'm saying is that, and listen, I don't expect anyone to feel like a messiah complex, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. So when something rolls out, especially in the community, understand when you're like, oh, it comes out, wow, hours this man puts in, and mind you, it's not just hours, just like away from his family. And mind you, when I say a family man, I'm jealous because I got stuck my game up.
And this is why we keep saying, take advantage of it. You don't have to pay him the hourly salary. Please, but Lucas, go ahead. Final thoughts, please. Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Spanish, English, Spanish if you want, but then Portuguese, definitely.
No, hold on.
English and Portuguese.
He's nervous. Look at he's nervous.
Final thoughts. No, it's
looks
hard
real
to
red.
fo-
Look,
It's because of the alcohol. It's hard to follow what you guys already said. We're doing this for you guys. We really believe that we're opening this high ticket industry for everybody, so everybody can actually make money. Don't treat this as a side hustle, because if you treat this as a side hustle, your money is going to be on the side. It's not actually going to be your real money. So put the effort in. I spoke to a friend of mine that joined the community as well, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not getting anything." I was like, "All right, let's take a look. Have you opened a CRM?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Okay." So you shouldn't be getting anything. If you're getting anything, it's because you got lucky, because you're not even doing the very, very basics of it. So I want you guys to really put a little bit of effort, because this is proven. I've done this since 2016. It's been 9 years that I've been doing this day in, day out. I sent 14 million emails. I funded over $3 million in 2 weeks.
Hold on, pause. Repeat
That's
that.
$300,000 commission in 2 weeks.
No, say that again, Lucas. Let them
No,
hear.
that's
slowly,
monthly.
and slowly,
No, say it again.
slow, so
Say it
everyone can
again.
understand.
Which
Say it
part?
again.
Should I say Portuguese now?
No, what you just
yeah.
funded.
What did you just say?
How much? Say
No. I funded $3 million in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That's
slow it
not
down.
over time. $3 million in 2 weeks with my
Well,
email
hit
efforts.
the buzzer, bro. You're not giving let the community know what we could do.
That was $300,000 commission.
Using
Right.
CRM.
Using
And that's
the
who's building
tools-
your system.
These are the tools that I provide you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your feedback is very important. So if you guys come back like, hey, this is not working, we're tweaking. Like we know that the leads, even though those leads are very good for
No, we're switching the
retargeting,
leads out. We're switching the leads out.
it's
Let
very
him-
good for
let him talk.
retargeting. It's
Yeah.
not the best for
They don't
the
speak to
outreach.
Lucas a lot. Let him talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him.
So we are changing the leads. We're giving you guys very high intent, not high intent leads, but people that actually apply before. Like we want
Inquiries.
you guys to be successful, because if you guys are successful, we're gonna be successful. So you guys are the key for this. But you guys need to trust us, trust the years that we have, the experience that we have, everything that we put into this. Trust us, follow our guides, follow everything that we say, and you guys are gonna be successful. Trust me.
Guys, if this does not work, Lucas gets fired.
And he gets sent back to
I
his
can't
country.
get fired.
His work visa gets expired.
Hold on, but not take it back. I apologize. But now he's gonna say it in Portuguese because this
I
is
can't
what we
say
do. We're
Portuguese.
multilingual. He's just gonna say goodbye in Portuguese.
Você que está aí em casa, querendo fazer 10, 20, 30 mil dólares por mês e trabalha em construção, trabalha em restaurante, vem pro Brokers Connection. Trabalha com a gente. Faz um side gig, faz um pouquinho na semana. A gente vai ter certeza que você vai fazer dinheiro, vai trabalhar de casa, vai curtir sua família, vai curtir sua praia, vai curtir seu verão. Junta com a gente.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna follow that up. Hold on, because I love what he just said. Even though I don't speak Portuguese, I speak Spanish, and I don't definitely understand. Escucha, si quieres tú ser un profesional, una persona que quiere hacer plata, quieres hacer dinero, mi dialecto va a ser un poquito colombiano, mexicano, lo que sea, pero sabes que si quieres hacer dinero, quieres dejar el restaurante, quieres hacer dinero para tu familia, quieres hacer $30,000, $20,000, $10,000 al mes, ve a brokersconnectiongroup.com. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque si tú hablas español, quiere decir que ninguno de ellos pueden hablar con el cliente cual tú hablas. Diles a ellos que tú les puedes ofrecer dinero, $150,000 en un mes por 0% de interés. O diles a los dueños de negocios que tú les puedes ofrecer líneas de crédito que el banco no les está dando. Piensa en ti, pero ¿sabes qué? Toma el chance. Take a chance on yourself. Toma esta oportunidad. Si tú pensaste algún punto que tú debes de tener una mejor vida de lo que tienes ahorita, porque yo lo pensé. Yo trabajaba en un restaurante. Yo un día limpiando la barra, dije, ¿sabes qué? Yo soy inteligente. Yo soy mucho más mejor persona de cada persona que viene a la barra. ¿Pero por qué? Porque yo sabía que yo tenía más. O sientes algo dentro de ti que tú puedes ser más. Hazme un favor. Ve a brokersconnectiongroup.com. Envíame a mí un mensaje si quieres personalmente. jmartinez@lendmate Capital. Lendmate Capital, LENDMATE.com. Yo te puedo enseñar a ti cómo hacer dinero y cómo ser un empresario. O ¿sabes qué? Salir de hacer dinero. ¿Qué es lo que es? 1,500. Yo te puedo enseñar a ti cómo hacer 20, $30,000 al mes. Envía un mensaje. Si en realidad quieres o piensas que tú eres una persona que puede hacerlo, envíamelo. Ok, envíame un mensaje, déjame saber. Yo estoy aquí para ayudarte. Todos estamos aquí para ayudarte. All right? Now
We love you guys.
we're gonna
Buenas
wait,
noches.
I was Telemundo like a motherfucker.
Wait, now we're gonna do it. Hold on. Now we're gonna do it in Michel Paul Francais.
Je ne sais
Oh,
pas.
no.
Je ne sais
Ça
pas.
passe.
I don't go heavy French because I'm a New York Haitian, but
But you don't.
tout un capre tenez ça. Nous gen call pour moun damn, I wasn't ready for this Creole lesson, but tenez moun ouais. Chaque journée wap leve, wap gade moun fe kob. Ou gen maman avec papa ou kap gade moun fe kob, lave, grand moun, kap fe nurse, kap fe CNA, tout bagay sa. Kounya nan group sa ou gen on bagay ou kap fe kob, nan kap man ou, pou fami yo, pou fami pa ou. Nan peyi sa, nou pa konen ki ba kap reve demain, kap rive demain. Chaque jour ou leve ou pa konen ki moun kap ba on bagay pou fe kob ou pou aider fami yo. Ça on place ou pas besoin aimer ou place ou pas aimer besoin camper. Non famille ça nous ba moun bagay yo ka fait kob sous te pao no kai pao. Ou ka di moun qui ba ou besoin no vie pao. Ou ka prendre. Moi te dis ça avant. Maman avec papa fait Haïti. Yo vin dans pays ça pour on vie qui bon. Tu entends ça? Moi viens. Moi première famille qui ne fait qui fait dans Amérique.
Wow. All right.
We give opportunities to everyone.
We got
I didn't know that you started in your home language, bro. This is crazy.
Born in America, what do you want?
Listen, I loved it.
We got a gentleman in the chat.
Nick Galvin.
Yeah, we got
I'm
a gentleman in the
lender.
chat, Nick Galvin.
How do I get in with Brokers Connections Group? Boom. All right. So do me a favor, Nick. Go to brokersconnectiongroup.com.
Info at Brokers Connection Group. And
No,
send me a
just send them
message.
straight to the website. What are you talking about?
Up to you.
Yeah, send it. Wait. You
That's
know what?
direct.
Oh, wait,
Let me do
hold on.
info.
Hold
Info's
on.
more direct.
Yeah, send me a message.
So we know where it's coming from.
How about we do this?
Yo,
Thank you,
email
Paul. Thank you, Paul.
Email info and mention the fact you're a part of tonight's group. Episode 30.
I'm gonna give you do me a favor. I'm not gonna make it private. J Martinez at lendmatecapital.com.
Ooh, live and direct.
J Martinez at lendmatecapital.com. Send me a message. Let's talk about it. I want to make sure that you're making the right decision. Trust me, I know you are. But still, I want to make sure that all your questions are answered. We're not here to not answer your questions. But let's just give me 1 second. We have someone else, and we have Alfonso. Let's do it. The Latino community needs this leverage and to make money with this business. 100%.
We all do.
We all do. And this is what and today was not strategically planned. Nothing is over here. Honestly, but
We start with a script, but it never stays.
but we're gonna end with Shawn actually saying his last words like we did, but in
He
English.
did. That
I already did, but guess what?
He
Follow.
was the first
I
one.
was like,
We can do it again. We can do it again.
He's gonna do it in
But-
Viking,
but-
Swedish,
Yeah, we can
and
do it. We can do
Finland.
it again.
But
Listen.
but understand this, and these are gonna be the final words. Pick your niche. Understand who you are, what you want,
Who
what
are
you're
you?
gonna do.
What are you gonna do?
Because your niche is I love it.
I love it.
We're in Long Island, right? Long Island area.
Long Island area.
I'll do it in Long Island language.
We picked ourselves to specifically be in a community that's all Hispanic driven. You wanna know why?
You know why?
Because Stanley, you wanna know why?
Do you want to know why?
Yes. Do you wanna know why?
Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has the Barry voice.
That's a tequila, though.
There's the tequila. I
That's that
apologize.
That's
GZ
that
ad lib. That's
Cheetah.
that GZ ad lib.
Hold on. But
Man,
listen, the reason why is because there's a lot of untapped markets.
Untapped market.
We've been able to make it happen where listen, you would have never heard something from someone that spoke Portuguese.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Someone that spoke Spanish.
Spanish.
I'm surprised. I didn't even know Stanley spoke Haitian
He
that
started.
well.
He
Oh,
started
front.
Caucasian.
For the record, I
It
don't speak
sounded
Haitian.
great.
I speak Creole.
Creole. My apologize. Yeah, Creole. I
Not
would have.
Crayola.
Creole. I would have understood if it was French. Monsieur parlez-vous français?
Je m'appelle Stanley Julien.
Je m'appelle José. Well, hold on. But no, getting back to Alfonso's comment. Yes, 100%. This is what we're here for. And this is what we're willing to do. We want you guys to pick a niche. Listen, one of the things that my daughter for Father's Day gave me was something that I've always wanted, which was a shirt with a QR code on the back saying, you know what, are you DTF? Right? And then I want them.
Explain what DTF is before we get censored. Before we get censored, explain it, please.
Down to fund, I hope.
Are you down to fund?
Okay, I was about to
down
say,
to fund?
we almost got canceled just now, ladies
Are
and
you
gentlemen.
down to fund? You want to know why? Because this is a lot of. But my whole thing is Spanish, right? Because
The Spanish.
the community doesn't understand it. No one is. Unfortunately, no one understands it. Now let's do this. We're gonna end the segment. We thank you, everyone. We're little by little losing participants, but that's because you guys have responsibilities. We
Can
understand
I say one
We
thing?
ran about 30 minutes
I
over.
want to close it out. I want to close out with this one statement. The biggest threat to your business is the version of you that procrastinates.
Mm.
And I want to leave it
Pause.
with you with that. And the reason why it's powerful, I'm not going to be long about it. Listen to the statement. I'll repeat it. The biggest threat to your business is the version of you that procrastinates. Think about your business and you. Who owns the key to your future? You. The community doesn't. We don't. You do. No matter if you're born in America, no matter if your heritage is from another country, doesn't matter if you're a green card holder. You, the biggest threat to your business is the version of you that procrastinates. If you want it, you will achieve it. And that's all I got to say. As the proud child of immigrants, as a proud child of parents that English is not their first language, it's barely their second language. I love the country I live in. I love the opportunity it opens, and I will not procrastinate on the opportunities that this country gives me, because I will be doing a disservice to my parents that risked their life to come to this country. God bless my parents. God bless my origin country, Haiti, and God bless America.
Right.
Yes.
Good night,
Good
folks.
night, everyone. Thank you very much.
See you next Thursday.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.